Hey everybody, it's Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss journey and hopefully you'll subscribe and come along for the ride. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about addiction, addictive personality types, genetics, GLP1s. If that is something that's interesting for you, then you should definitely stick around. I'm going to show you a video clip from a TikTok creator. And I just want to preface showing you this by saying that I am going to be expanding on her theory, and in full transparency, I have not researched both she and her husband and their journey on GLP-1 meds. So I just want to throw it out there because not only do I want to be transparent with you, but I also want to mention that comparing yourself to somebody else in terms of success on a GLP-1 is problematic for multiple reasons, right? We don't know yet all of the factors that play into why some people have great success and some people have moderate success, some people have little success, and then some people have no success at all on a GLP-1. So please just keep that in mind. Don't compare yourself to other people. Okay, let's get into it.
I'm going to say something a little controversial, so just hang with me for a second. My husband and I have been on our health journey using a GLP-1 for myself 2 years, him about a year. He recently stopped, and I think that there's a big connection as to why he didn't see the results that I did. And just so you know, I lost almost 100 pounds on it, and he lost about 30 in the last year. I walk you down my family tree. My mom, she's a recovering alcoholic, 15 years sober. My father's still an alcoholic. My sister, an alcoholic, recovering alcoholic. My grandmother passed away of alcoholism. My grandfather passed away from alcoholism complications. So yeah, there's a lot of, that's not even getting into my aunts and uncles. I'm Irish. That's the gene that runs in us. My husband, he does not have that kind of alcoholism, addiction issues in his family. And so as I'm reading through a lot of my comments, and keep in mind, I am not a physician. I do not do research on any of these medications, but I can make observations. The reason why I think that I was so successful in losing almost 100 pounds on a GLP-1 and my husband was not is because I have the addiction gene.
Clip, she's talking about an addiction gene and, you know, how GLP-1s may potentially be more effective for people who have this gene. And I know that it's something that they're currently looking into for GLP-1s to help people quit smoking, to help people with other addictions, right? And I think that there is a huge range of possibility for this. I think that while these medications may be helpful for some people, we don't want to, you know, run with the type of observation that she's making, which is that her husband does not have the sort of family history of addiction in his family. Therefore, he did not lose as much weight on a GLP-1. Again, going back to my original statement, I don't know what he was doing for nutrition. I don't know what he was doing for exercise. I don't know what his other health conditions are. I don't know what his starting weight was, right? All of these things are important factors in what your success is going to look like on a GLP-1. And then, of course, there's people who are non-responders. So one of the things that I tell people all the time when they post in the support groups, and they're like, I see people losing weight on 2.5 Zepbound or Mounjaro, but I haven't lost any weight. If you are doing everything correctly, right? You've got that baseline for nutrition, you're prioritizing protein, you are, eating calorie-dense foods in moderation, you're tracking your calories, you're exercising, you're staying hydrated, right? Keeping your bowels moving, all of these things. For most people, at some point in the dosage, there is a breaking point where they start to see results. So just because you don't lose weight on starter doses doesn't mean that you won't lose weight long term. So did he go all the way up to the highest dose of whatever medication he was on? Did he start out with Semaglutide and go to the highest dose and not see results and then quit? Because many people switch to Tirzepatide and they do see results. So there's a lot of different factors that I don't have the answer to. I am certainly a fan of this creator, but I don't follow them that closely. So, but one of the things that I mentioned to people in support groups that I wanted to mention is your responsive level to these medications may be contingent on how broken you are. And it's one of those things. Like, I personally think that people who lose on 2.5 and, starter doses, their bodies are messed up, right? Their hormones are messed up, their metabolism's messed up, their digestive system's messed up. Their health conditions were severely hindering them. And now, even at a starter dose, they're starting to see results. There are others who I believe are less broken. And so when they start out at a starter dose, it's not enough, right? Their body's not as jacked up. And so they are able to go through the regimen of a starter dose, or maybe even the first few doses, right? So for Mounjaro Zepbound, they may get all the way to 7.5 before they start seeing results, or even 10, because their bodies are not that broken. So it's one of the things that you really need to keep in the back of your mind, especially because so many people are comparing their health journey to others. And I know it's challenging. I know it's hard. It's very easy to get wrapped up in our feelings and be like, when people are posting that they've had this huge weight loss on the starter doses, it's very easy to get wrapped up in that and go, well, what am I doing wrong? If you are doing everything correctly, you're tracking your food, right? And you're being consistent, then it's likely that you just won't see weight loss until higher doses. But there are some people who are non-responders. Now, based off of this woman's video, I don't think that her husband was a non-responder. I would be curious to know what his start weight was and how much weight he had to lose. Some people, when they don't have as much weight to lose, it can take them longer to get to that point where they lose the weight because, right, they start out closer to their goal weight. So I would be interested to know if that was the case with her husband. And the other thing is that many people don't experience the appetite suppression, the satiety until much higher doses. Some people, they don't feel it at all. They lose weight, but they don't have any of the side effects. So they really have to revamp their diet and exercise and give it everything they've got, because they don't even feel any side effects at all. No appetite suppression, no nothing. So if they are in a calorie deficit, then they lose weight. So there's a lot of different factors to this, and I think it's going to take them many years to figure out, does it have something to do with having an addictive personality type, or, some family history of addictive behaviors? Does it have something to do with something genetic? Does it have something to do with how broken your body is, right? Maybe people who are complete non-responders their body is just not as broken, or it's broken in a different way, right? And we've got other new GLP1s that are going to be hitting the markets in the next few years in an attempt to address those challenges. So I think it's very interesting. Tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think that having some sort of genetic marker or personality disposition that predisposes you to addictive behaviors also correlates to this medication working for you? Or do you think it just comes down to metabolic issues, and if it can help you, then it will. If it can't, then it won't? Tell me in the comments below. If you're looking for a positive-only support group, I've got you covered. The link is in the description box below. And make sure you check out my other videos. I have other great videos. I'm documenting my experience recently moving up to 7.5. So I talk about that. Make sure you check out my tips and tricks and all of the good stuff. And as always, be kind. Rewind.